let's revisit a couple ways of using the foam roll that aren't forgotten, but they're usually pushed out of our minds because they either are so effective in the feel factor or they're just challenging to get into. They take more effort. The first one is this figure 4 glute scenario. So I'm after the butt cheek on my high leg, the crossed leg, going into this position so I get a little length in those fibers as we go through the compression. Remember the foam roll, in particular, but all the compression techniques, they do a couple things. They promote fluid flow, because after the compression, there's going to be basic fluid dynamics that allow more fluid to come into that area in a healthy way. Here I'm changing down into we'll call it the teardrop, that VMO region of my quad that on a big bodybuilder, looks like a teardrop, and we can get to the inside edge of those low groin or adductor muscles. They get sort of ropey in their feel. Woo! Here, what's really nice about this position is being able to then bend slowly and lengthen that quad so that those fibers change length on a small level. From here, number 3 of our 4, we're going to go to the front of the shin, the anterior tibialis. You know, it's interesting because generally in the gym and conditioning world, it doesn't get much play in any way, shape, or form. But it's involved in helping to stabilize and support the arch of the foot, which really is the foundation for all good movement. As I find some hot spots on here, notice I add a little movement at the ankle to change that length a little bit. And again, we're getting some neural input to the region we're compressing, and we're promoting some better fluid flow. Lastly, I'll go to the tissue between my shoulder blade and the roll, generally latissimus dorsi, or that big lat muscle. And the reason this one falls off people's radar is because it's so effective and valuable. What you don't want to do with any of the spots is go so hard pressure that you just hate it and don't want to come back to it. So if having your hips up off the floor on there is too much load, drop the hip and just get a little movement here. Play with that, just bending that elbow and moving. It's going to play with that position and length. But those regions, front of the shin, inside edge of the groin, butt cheek, lat, those regions really are key areas to keep the tissue gliding and moving well and being healthy and flush with good fluid, to keep the whole system moving. Break out your foam roll, even if it's just on an off day for 10 minutes. Take good care of yourself.